Hi everybody, Coach Steve here. Hope you're ready for another week of workouts and that you enjoyed last week's routine. We're into week 4 now, so we're going to continue to build off of what we've been using from a warm-up perspective. Going to keep those things very similar, and then just using the same pieces of equipment. We're going to introduce a little bit of a new piece of equipment. If you don't have it, that's okay. It's certainly not necessary for today's workout. And so if we want to address that, what we're going to be introducing that we haven't used before are just some cones. I've just got these nice little cones here that I'm going to use, and we're just going to use them to trace a figure 8 pattern around. So if you don't have those, if you had some pieces of tape that you could put on the ground, if I actually remove these and I can just cut across my square as I step forward and step back. All right, so we're just using that as a figure 8 pattern to start moving in a little more of an athletic manner, if you will. And going to use our sliders again. If you don't have them, a towel is handy, but not necessary. And then we have our very necessary and mandatory water and towel if you need one for sweat. I also have my mat here if you're going to need that to use as well when we do some of our stretching at the end. So I hope you're ready to start. We're just really going to get into things here today. And again, as I mentioned, we're going to stick with a very similar warm-up moving forward for the next few weeks, just so that we can really get into the exercises and spend more time with them and not so much time introducing new movements for the warm-up. And I think we've got a pretty good one already together for us. So but what we're going to do is we're going to start with that forward and backward lunge. So as I position myself, I need to make certain that I can step back and I can step forward safely. So I've done that, and what it's going to be is it's just going to be a backward step and a forward step. So as I step forward, I'm going to feel that stretch all through the front of my hip and up through my stomach and chest. And as I step back, pardon my balance, I'm going to feel that stretch all through my hamstrings and glutes. All right, so 4 on each side. We're going to go with a relatively decent tempo, but not too fast. All right, so stepping forward, arms up, and I'm going to step backward. That's 1, and 2, and swinging down, 3, and 4. Great stuff. All right, I'm going to face here for this one. All right, so the opposite leg. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice that I'm looking up and down. I'm following my hands. And the reason for that is the eyes are a very excellent driver of your spine and your body. So wherever my eyes go, you'll kind of notice that my body has a tendency to go with it, right? Maybe not always. We're sitting in a car. We certainly don't want to turn our whole body if we're shoulder checking. But for the most part, if I'm in a poor posture position and I'm trying to lift, if I simply just direct my eyes up, you can see how all of a sudden I become a much prettier or much safer squatter, if you will, because now I'm in that nice flat back position to allow myself to carry that heavy load, if you will. And so now we're going to go with our lateral lunge. We have 3 progressions to this lunge. So we're going to start with just the lateral step. So what that is, we're going to step out, we're going to sit, we're going to slide our weight over, sitting back and down. You can have your hands on your hips if you like. You can hold them out in front if you like, and then back. All right, 4 of these as well. So let's start. Sitting back, great, and then forward, great, explode back. Sitting down, feeling that stretch through the groin, loading in the butt, and exploding back. All right, it's 2, 3, and 4. And you may notice that I was slowly stepping out a little bit further. As I warmed up, it's a little easier to go gradually. And that's 1, 2, and again, stepping out, loading and exploding back. And last one, 3. Excellent. Okay, shaking that out. Now for that second variation, if you will, we're going to step, and then we're going to take our opposite hand. We're just going to reach across. Okay, nice flat back, keeping the head up. We don't want to round down. And then back. All right, as we do that, it creates a subtle shift in our body's weight, gives us a little more stretch in the groin. All right, so here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, opposite side. Here we go. Stepping, reaching. Oh, that feels so good on this side. And exploding back. Step, reach, explode back. Last one. Step, reach, and back. All right. So if you were with me last week, you know what's coming. We're going to take this opposite arm. We're going to step, reach, and extend through that arm to the ceiling. All right? Try to get nice and square and proud as we go through. Right? And as you do that, as I step, you can place that arm on the outside as you reach. All right? If you can't get there, that's okay. And here we go 4 times. That's 1. 2. Reach, and then extend. Great. 3. And 4. All right. Opposite side. Here we go. Step, reach across, and reach back. Oh, that feels so good. Step, reach. Great. And as we do this, see if you can slowly work it so that everything is moving at the same time. All right? And down, reach. Great. Instead of breaking it into all of those 3 movements. Last one. And explode back. Great stuff. Shaking it off. All right. So I'm going to take a quick drink because I'm feeling a little dehydrated. But if you don't need one, that's okay. We're going to get right into the hip circle. So we're going to stand. You can have your hands on your hips for balance. And we're going to take 1 foot, or one foot off the ground. And we're going to actually rotate that knee out, bring it in, and back home. All right, we're going to be doing that 5 times each leg. Here we go. That's 1. And up, rotate. 2. 3. 4, and last one. And 5. All right. Now, when it comes to balancing for this, I was having a little bit of a trouble with the first few because I was standing on a very locked leg. So a little harder to manage your balance when your leg is locked. So if you have a slightly bent knee, you're going to find an ankle and hip, that athletic ready, that you're going to have greater success with your balance. All right. So I'm going to make sure I have that knee bent and hands on the hips. And here we go. And that's 1. Already better balance. And 2. 3. 4. And up and around. 5. Great. All right. Shaking that out. Now, I'm going to do that spinal roll where we're just going to allow ourselves to sag. We're gonna do that 4 times. We're gonna sag down, and as we do, we're just gonna slowly kind of allow ourselves to round down. And just feel a nice stretch. And then we're gonna slowly round back up. Great, that's one. And again, down. You can just run your hands down the front of your leg, if you like. And again, just slowly kind of rolling yourself up. That's 2. And we can go a little bit faster this time. Down. And again, just curling everything up. And last one. Great. Okay. Shaking that out. Grab yourself a quick drink if you like. I'm just going to flip my notes over here so that we're all up to date. And so for our first exercise, or sequence of exercises, we're going to need our sliders, if you have them, and your cones, if you have them. All right, so again, I've already demonstrated the way that this is going to happen. So we're just going to keep these relatively tight, and we're going to start in the middle, and all we're going to do is you can break to the left or break to the right, whatever you like, but we're just going to use a little shuffle step, forward, backward, forward, and backward. We're not looking to cross our legs, all right, and we're always going to be face forward. If you need to look down to start, that's okay. Your body will get in the rhythm. All right, so we're going to do that a total of 10 times going around. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we really are just going to be looping around 5 times in total. And then we're going to follow that up with our hip to chest sliders. God love these. My apologies, everyone. I usually have all these committed to memory, but today I need to use my notes a little bit more. So what we're going to be doing is going to be using those sliders, and what we're going to be doing is we bring them in, we're going to rotate and slide back. We're going to bring them in, rotate, and slide back. All right, so that's the way that we're going to use those sliders. If you do not have sliders, that's okay. We're going to jump in, turn, jump out, jump in, and turn. All right? Always a way to manipulate an exercise so that everyone gets to participate. Okay, so we're going to do that 10 times as well. So I've got my discs out. I'm going to have my quick drink. And we're going to be on our way. So starting in the center, again, I'm just going to loop out and around, back and forward. All right, here we go. Ready and go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Hand. Moving those away. Sticky shoes on a sticky rubber mat. Slowing me down. I'm going to have to pick it up. I think everybody was done long before I was. Okay, so grabbing those sliders. And again, just going to suck those knees in 10 times. So we're 1 and back and 2. All right, here we go. Nice push-up position, plank, nice and strong and solid. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great stuff. Oh my. Okay, taking that. Gonna get those rings again. Put them down. shaking it out. And starting in the center, again, 10 times. Ready? Here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great stuff. All right. I think I learned something there. Got a little faster. Okay. Grabbing those sliders. Getting ready for our second set. Once we're done this, we get a good rest. Okay. And please note that you want to try and keep yourself forward. As your legs go back, we don't want to be sliding and pulling forward. We want to maintain that nice shoulder over hand position for as long as we can. All right. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push those feet. Pull them in. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, I like that exercise a lot. All right, everybody, have a quick drink. Breath. Get that under control. And have your water. All right. Now, one thing that I didn't mention as a part of our equipment was that if you have your tubing handy at hip height, as we did for last week's session with the row, we're going to be using that again. If you do not have that, that is okay. Last week I also showed how we can still engage our back, and I misspoke last week. I know I said eccentric. I meant to say isometric work on this. So what we're looking at is just holding that. We're just trying to rip that towel apart, if you will. And we're just going to pull those hands in as slowly as we can. And we can just let them go out easily. And then we're just going to pull them in again as we go. So just engaging our back muscles so that we have a little bit more resistance than if we were just to be pretending that we're pulling in. So just slowly trying to pull those hands in as you're putting tension or trying to pull on that towel, if you will. Okay, so we've got that, and then afterwards we've got our row, and then we're going to be doing some push-ups. For those of you that don't have the sliders, that's okay, just a good push-up. What we're going to be doing though is, for those that are keen, we're going to be doing a push-up where as we get down into our push-up, we're going to slide one arm out and get our push-up in and come back. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. You can be doing that from a nice plank push-up position, or you can be doing it from that modified knee push-up position. And if you don't have the slider, you can always just allow your hand to slide out on the floor. Really, there's one side that's going to be doing most of the work on this push-up. So, okay, so now that we've got all that out and straightened away, you're going to grab those tubes if you have them, or your towel. We're going to do 10 single leg rows. So the way that's going to look is I'm going to have my tubing. I'm going to get one foot off the ground for balance. If you need to, just a light toe touch off to the side, and you get into a little bit of a squat position, and I'm just going to row. So 1, 2 to 10, and then we're going to switch and do the other side and hit those push-ups. All right, let's go. So I'm in my position, feel nice and balanced, athletic ready with my balance leg, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull with your arms, not with your body. 9, 10. And what I mean by that is I'm pulling with my elbows back rather than pulling with my body leaning. Don't want to get into that habit of leaning with the tubing. All right. Other leg, here we go. And 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, it's good stuff. All right, 10 of the push-ups. Again, got my slider and getting into that push-up position, and here we go. So out and in for 1, out and in for 2, out and in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, and a little more water. Okay, I hope you like that set. Again, with any of these routines, you can take the time to pause now if you like, do an extra set of the row, an extra set of the push-ups, hit play again, and join us for the rest of the workout. And that can be for any of the circuits that we put together. All right, so we've all done that. Wonderful. So we're gonna get our cones out again. And this time we're gonna go a little bit wider if you have the room. All right, so I'm gonna use a little bit more room here. And what we're gonna add is a little bit of a shuffle. So because we're wider, obviously, we don't want to be running the whole time to go across. We're going to take that swing, big step if we can, boom, boom, shuffle back. So it's just a much bigger step than the small, tiny fast feet we were doing earlier. And then we're going to grab our sliders, and with our sliders on the ground, we're going to place them under our heels. You may want your towel for this. You're going to get into a bridge. We're going to slide out and slide in. Slide out, slide in. If you do not have the sliders, that's okay. You can simply do a bridge and just do that plank bridge, hold, and down. All right, so let's get started. Get this wide. And I hope you've had a chance to have a quick drink. A little bit of a wipe. Okay, so starting in the center, again, same figure 8 pattern, same number, 10 times. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you can go faster, go, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, and relax. Coach needs to listen and give himself a little more room, safety first. Okay, so I believe I've got a little bit more room to work with here. For next time, I'm gonna grab those sliders down on the ground as mentioned. And if you like to have your mat for this, that's fine, or your towel. Might be tough for the slider though. Just have it under your back. Gonna get down, my heels are on. Gonna start in that up position. Gonna slide them out and in. Ready, here we go. 10 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great stuff, everyone. And I'm gonna get those cones again, lay them out. Oh, Again, I'm gonna play a little safer, maybe even make them a little smaller. Again, if you don't have the room, that's okay. It really is that forward, backward change of direction that we're looking for, okay? So, standing in the center, 10 times. Athletic ready, go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, great stuff, great stuff. I want to see some of our soccer team do those exercises, or our basketball team even. All right, so this time for our bridge, we're going to get down and we're only going to use one leg. So we're getting into that bridge position, getting it across my hands so that you can see this here. And what we're going to do from that bridge position, you're going to allow one leg to go out and just draw it in. So this is going to be working the hamstring of the sliding leg. All right, but it's also going to be working the glute of that holding leg. And if you don't have the slider, you can get into that bridge position and then just pick your foot up, slide it out and bring it in if you wish. All right, here we go. 10 times each leg. And 1, 2, try to keep your hips level the whole time, nice and high. 3, 4, 5, I've lost my slider. And 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great. Now let's pull that slider in, bring it home. And other side up, and out, and in. That's good, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Great work, everybody. 5, we're almost there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, starting to feel that a lot. How about you? Okay, you've earned yourself a much-deserved drink. So, please take it. All right, now we're going to start cooling down, everybody. So, take your time. Give a little bit of a dry, maybe a second drink of water. And then we're going to go through those lunges and sequence again. So everything is as it was previously. So we're going to go with our step forward and that big reach, and then that step backwards in our reach. All right, so when you're ready to join me, we're going to do 4 on the left again, 4 on the right. So here we go. Oh. You might find that you go even further now into those lunges and feeling much stronger with them because of all that work that we've done already, loosening up and then activating all those muscles. Oh, that hamstring stretch feels wonderful. All right. And last step forward and last step back. All right, everybody. Other leg now. So we're going to be stepping with the right side and oh, so nice. Feeling that stretch all through that anterior chain again as we step. Feel it all through that hip. Great. We're stepping back. Last one. And back. All right. Shaking that out. Great stuff. Okay. Now we have our lateral lunge with that rotation again. Just going to blend it all into one this time. And 4 each side. So here we go. I'm going to step and reach and drive. Great. And again, step, reach. It's 2, 3, and 4. Oh, I hope you're feeling these things that we're doing revisiting at the end easier to run through and control. Again, we've increased our flexibility and mobility through the workout, engaged and activated muscles, worked on our balance. So all those things are fine-tuned right now. So stepping, reaching, and exploding back. Great. Nice and easy. Reaching out. Great. And exploding back. Down. Last one. And driving back to home. All right. Shaking that out. Going to, if you have your towel, a mat, we're just going to get down onto our hands and knees. That tabletop position. Okay, so have our hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, and just gonna round our back and drive ourselves as tall as we can, push ourselves away from the ground, and then sink towards the ground. All right, so 4 up, 4 down. Here we go. And up, and down, and up, and down. Great stuff. 3, pushing everything away, and down, and last one. Up, and down. Awesome stuff. Now, just going to sag back into our child's pose from here. It's just putting those hands out a little bit further, and all we're going to do is just sag back. Just allow everything to relax and stretch. Good chance for some nice, relaxed breathing. Great stuff. Before I fall asleep, let's get up from there. Okay, and now we're going to go with our wide lunge. It's going to get our hip flexor, it's going to get our quads, it's going to get our glutes, it's going to get our groin, and also work a little bit of our thoracic spine, which is this portion of our body that we need to be able to move and flex and rotate to generate so much power. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're kneeling, going to go with a bit of a wide and long. All right, so we're getting that out there. Going to take opposite hand, just put it out there and stretch. All right, so I'm feeling that through my hip, feeling that in my groin, and we're going to reach out and around. And feel that stretch through our chest, and then we're going to bring it all down and through and under our arm. All right, so 4 of these. So you've got your position. If you need to, you can shorten it up if you don't feel as comfortable there. All right, so I've got my hand up. I'm gonna look, reach away, and look down. And again, just reaching as far as I can. And again, up. Big breath. And down. And up again. And down. Now, if this position bothers you, having your hand on the floor like that, if you've got something that you can maybe lean on, like if you've got a chair or a stool that you've just got that you're comfortable leaning on rather than having that wrist bearing all that weight, that's okay. So I'm going to just kind of demonstrate that here. And so I've got my wrist on the ball, or sorry, my forearm on the ball, or I'm just resting my elbow. We're going to reach up, Great. And then we're going to reach down and through. And then up. And down. Great. 2 more. And up. And down. And last one. And down. Great stuff, everyone. Now, the last few weeks have been outstanding. We've gotten 4 really solid weeks of training in. And, you know, I know Coach Stefan and I are really excited to be continuing to build off of these routines and adding more to the workout from just a strength perspective, speed, and core. So really continuing to build on to the incredible athletes that you already are, and hopefully we may be able to see each other soon at some point in the future at a camp or in the gym or on the track. But until then, have a great week and see you next time. Bye.